Alrighty. And they're off.
So, John, do you know if Eagle's going to opt to do the early Brinstar route?
I think he will. I think we'll see Ross do late Brinstar and Eagle do early Brinstar. That's what they've been doing in the past several weeks. It's like... So it'll look like Ross has a bit of a lead for a little bit. He may actually have a lead. He may not.
He probably won't, though.
Yeah, I was trying to be fair and optimistic.
Yeah, but being fair and optimistic around Ross is a bad idea.
I'll say, I was thinking it was because, Eagle is just very, very good. So expecting anyone to be ahead of Eagle is, a very high expectation. So it looks like Ross got bumped around a little bit. So we'll see how he opts to handle not having full health. Oh, Eagle. Looks like Eagle got a bit of a hit took a bit of a hit as well.
Looks like Eagle knew how to manage it and got all of his health back.
Yep. Double for Eagle. Ross missed the bug, so he's not at full health. Oh, double for Ross as well.
I don't think any of them got a double. No, I think Ross got the double and Eagle didn't.
Oh, he didn't. I could have sworn that was one. Ross getting neither of them. Oh, Eagle got his drops. Ross did not get the good drops. So no, Baltimore was not a double for Eagle. It looked like it was, but it wasn't. Well, it looked like it to me. Ross struggling with the hive room a little bit. Eagle not struggling with the hive room too much. Oh, we only got 2 bugs there, though. And Ross fell down. That's unfortunate. You don't want to see people fall down in the hive room. It's not a very encouraging thing to happen because it's so early on in the run. But all right, so after the runners get bobs is when their routes will start to diverge. We will almost certainly be seeing Eagle go up and Ross go down. Yeah, you can see Ross farming a bit for a missile drop there. Eagle, because of the route he's using, he's going to have a lot of missiles, so he's just blasting away at whatever's in his way. So if both got the bombs, both going to be getting this missile pack, and we'll see how the bugs treat both of them. Bugs are one of the first RNG components. Eagle gets the troll bug, unfortunately. There's not much you can do to manipulate the patterns of the bugs. Ross gets some pretty good bugs, so that catches him up a little bit. Eagle going for the double bomb jump up past the Rippers. Yep, he's got it. Ross heading down towards, pretty much directly towards Kraid. Gonna be making a couple stops on the way to pick up some items. An unfortunate part of early Brinstar is that you have to watch that hint statue cutscene and take this extra refill, which you don't really need, but
the upside is that it's much more consistent of a route. You get a lot more missiles and you don't have to farm at all. It's really nice.
Well, it's consistent if you're good at bomb jumping. If you're someone like me who tends to drop bomb jumps, then Eagle has no difficulties with the bomb jumps. He's got one more, but I don't think it's as bad as the first two.
No, the last one's actually pretty difficult. The one with the rippers, that's going to be coming up. That one, yeah, that one's tough. It's.
No, I thought that one was a little easier, but I guess I don't do the routes, so I'm not like really familiar with it.
So that one's difficult. You'll see it coming up, and it's difficult just because you have to time yourself to go past the ripper, and if you time it wrong, if you judge your distance wrong, you'll just hit the ripper and fall back down.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Ross is into crate. Eagle's still making his way through the top part of Brinstar. And again, because he will have so many missiles, he just can kind of use them whenever he feels like it. Ross has a less than stellar missile count. Ooh,
you see what I mean?
I see what you mean. Seems like it's mostly Ripper position dependent.
Ooh, Eagle's having trouble here.
Ooh. Yeah, this is not a particularly friendly pattern, it looks like.
Yeah, it can be tough to do sometimes, and yeah. So this is going to give Ross the lead early on, I think.
Well, see, you're forgetting Ross's notorious troubles with this wall in particular.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
I don't know what it is. Ross just can't. Every time he always complains about that one wall.
So yeah, with that one wall, what you need to do is make sure you're not trying to wall jump during the empty spaces, because then you'll just hit nothing, which, like Ross, it's hilarious.
Right. He won't wall jump. Eagle just finished taking the little detour to get that missile pack. But Ross, we're going to see him farm because he's kind of low on missiles.
This game's not like Super Metroid. In Super Metroid, I think any part of Samus's body and you can wall jump through anything. In this game, Samus is one part of her body. I don't know. I'm not sure which part it is.
I think it's like the lower half of her body. I think needs to be more or less.
Yeah.
Right on the wall. In Super Metroid, it's just have any part of her body within like several pixels of the wall.
Yeah, it's really
really generous. But we can see Ross having further difficulties with his missile count. Just don't think the Asgore with very nice drops. He wants to have at least 15 missiles right now, but he's only got 11.
He still has a few opportunities to farm a few more missiles, though.
True. Yes, he does. It's obviously less than ideal, but it's better than having to kill the giant side hoppers with a significant number of beam shots. That's why he needs the missiles to kill 2 giant side hoppers.
I see Ross jumping off a platform he shouldn't be jumping off. Tisk. Ross opts to farm there. That's kind of a bad idea. There's another set of bugs that you can farm, so I don't really agree with that decision.
Those bugs right there?
Yeah, those. Yep.
Really, those ones are better to farm.
I mean, they're not better to farm, but it's better than stopping to go farm them instead, you know.
Oh, you meant farm each set of bugs once rather than the first set twice.
Yes.
I see what you mean. That makes more sense now. Our Eagle's coming up to the acid worm. He obviously won't be stopping to farm because he has tons of missiles. Ross dispatching the giant side hoppers.
Eagle not forgetting the energy tank this time.
Do I want to know?
Yeah, one time he had been getting used to low percent, and he skipped the energy tank one time.
That's Ross opting to kill one of the side hoppers.
Yeah,
I'm probably afraid of a repeat.
Yeah, if you don't kill them, sometimes they will knock you off of the zip lines, and that can be extremely frustrating and sad.
Yeah, that's a pretty decently sized time loss if that happens. So it's really not the worst idea to stay and kill that guy. Now we see Ross coming up to the unknown item. Eagle going to be returning back and heading towards the part of the area that Ross is currently in. And Eagle opting to just quickly move past the bug with a missile because he has extras. This is really where early Bryn Star becomes much better than late Bryn Star in Kraid. And okay, Ross doesn't fall down there. That's good. Falling down there's a silly time loss to have, but let's see how Ross handles Kraid. Ooh, that's a very unfortunate start. Misses a fair number of missiles, but he still gets a 3-round out of it, so that's not the end of the world.
Yeah, if you fall down there, it really sucks because then your platform will fall and it just gets really slow. But no one really has a really good Kraid fight except for me, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Sam and his legendary Kraid fights that no one knows about.
I haven't actually seen you run 100%, so Eagle. We'll see. I'm kind of curious to see if Eagle will try the. No, okay. He didn't try to do the fancy strats with the zip line.
You mean where you bomb jump instead of going through the last? Yeah.
Yeah. Scotty defending the honor of his Kraid fights in chat.
Well, I've never seen Scotty play. Maybe he has good Kraid fights.
Gave Baltimore a pretty good run for his money, but just a lot of major mistakes really set him back. It was a good race, but Eagle now going to be making his way to Kraid, Ross making his way out of Kraid.
I really don't know who's ahead here, by the way. It's really hard to tell. Ross played badly, but Eagle had that one really huge time loss.
Yeah, Eagle hasn't been. I think we are seeing the effects of it being probably really close to, if not after, midnight Eagle time. Which I don't know what time zone that is exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Simon's not playing like he usually does here.
Yeah, so we can see him getting a less than optimal Kraid here. But I think that was a 3-round and he didn't fall down, so it's not the worst.
Yeah, Eagle not known for his Kraid fights either, despite being the best player in the world.
The only runner, top tier runner who agrees with me that Kraid is the hardest boss.
I mean, I would agree that he is, but I don't think he's that bad.
Yeah, well. Alright, so now we'll see Eagle get out of Bryn Star, and Ross is going to head into Norfair. Norfair is actually become one of my favorite areas in this game category. It's one of those areas that's, to me, is really satisfying to do well, even though I don't usually do it well. But it's a couple of cool tricks, definitely some opportunities for serious time loss. Either player getting the sub-pixel shot out of Kraid. So now we're gonna have everyone watch a little cutscene real quick, and Ross is gonna make the detour over for Power Grip, which I'll be honest, even if we could skip Power Grip, I still don't think you would in 100%, just because going this way lets you get an early super missile tank.
Yeah, skipping Power Grip in 100% sounds like a good idea.
Well, saving it for later then, since I figured when we're talking about 100%, it's kind of implied that you don't actually skip anything.
But yeah, it would be really tricky to skip Power Grip in any case. It's not easy not having Power Grip after a certain point.
Mm-hmm. You have to do a lot of bomb jumping to make up for not having it. So now we're going to see Ross come up to the early super missiles. It's one of those tricks.
Simon knows the proper strategy past this missile block.
Is that? Okay.
So what you want to do here, coming up, is bomb twice. Then, no, he doesn't do it. What you want to do there is bomb twice. So you bomb up to the platform above, and then on more. But everybody just bombs once for some reason.
For the missiles?
Once you're past the missile in the next room, you want to bomb twice and then get above to the area where the door is and not jump up.
Okay. That's what I do. Everyone else does it the other way, though.
Yeah, I think it's frames slower, but I'm pretty sure it's still slower for real time anyway.
Yeah. It's all about those frames. Ross having some difficulties with the bomb jump, so he's going to show us the wall jump approach,
yeah, the wall jump's not too much slower.
I think it's, 2 seconds? 3 seconds?
Yeah, 2 to 4
maybe?
seconds, something like that. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Missing that bomb jump isn't the worst thing in the world. But... So, now we'll see Eagle come up to the unknown item and the Power Grip and the super missiles. Hopefully he won't have any issues there. Us trying the morph ball strats out of the elevator there to save. I don't even know.
3 frames.
Something like that.
Everybody should go for it, though. It's super important.
I mean, yeah, why would you not save 3 frames and stand to lose 2 seconds?
Dragon Fangs would be pretty happy about that strat. He usually is.
Yep. By the same logic, it's always worth going for reverse Norfair space boost. Eagle had some difficulties with the JBJ there, which last I heard, reverse Norfair space boost saved maybe half a second.
It depends on where it is. In some places they'll save you more time, some places they'll save you less.
In the space boost, after the upper Norfair cleanup, Ross having some difficulty with his wall jumps and some really unfortunate Ripper patterns.
Yeah, if you mess that up, the Rippers can be pretty dumb.
Yep. Eagle having no issues with the super missiles. Let's see if he can get the bomb jump. I wouldn't expect him to have any difficulties with it. And I say that, and yet Ross coming to the first heated room of the game. This one's pretty short. There's not much that can go wrong unless you don't freeze that jumping guy, which I'm not sure why Ross didn't do that. He may have just... Okay. Well, Ross taking a few dips in the lava there. But now we'll see him come up to the Eagle, also going for the morph ball strats. Good. Now we'll see Ross come up to my most favorite room in the game. This long heated room has a missile that's not incredibly difficult to grab, but if you miss it, you're losing at least like 25, 30 seconds because you have to come back for it and clean up. But Ross gets no issues.
The way these guys get the missile always impresses me because I cannot shoot a missile and space boost at all.
Me neither. That's why I started using charge beam strats.
There's a charge beam strat? I didn't know
yeah,
that.
dude. You spin jump up with a charge beam, then you just have to press A and release
That sounds like a good idea. I have troubles with because I usually press down to shine spark, right?
Press down?
Yeah.
Down like the directional pad, not like down on the button?
Down on the direction pad, yeah.
That's an interesting method.
I mean, you can press up or down, and then...
Yeah, to break out of spin.
Yeah. That's the method I always used.
Ross coming up to bomb jump. He gets it, no problems. Ross opted to play it a little safer and take the high jump heal instead of... You can opt to heal at screw attack, which does give you an easier setup, for refill glitch. But you do have to go a little further on your initial health.
And it can be really scary if you mess something up, especially in a race like this. Ross taking a save so to make sure he doesn't get hit. You really don't want to have to heal again.
Yeah, he's got 287 right now, which is a pretty good amount. We'll see what Eagle opts to do here. I wouldn't be surprised if Eagle went for screw attack heal at all, just because he has so much energy from early Brinstar.
I think you can skip the heal too if you're lucky enough with this route.
Yes, you definitely can. I would be surprised if he went for it in a race, but it's definitely something that can be done, and it's one of the reasons that Eagle scared me a bit there. It was a very low shine spark. But yeah, Ross got some health drops. Ross is perfectly fine with that room. Eagle going for the shine break. It's a very bold move. It saves, half a second? And costs you like 10 if you miss it. And it's a 2-frame window, I think.
Yeah, I'm sure Eagle he's pretty good at that though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not at all surprised that he went for it and got it, but...
I guess like the trick for it is to try to do it slightly late so that if you don't get it, you always.
Eagle, he's opting for screw attack heal, I think. Ross has wave beam. Another nice thing about screw attack heal is you can just super missile the giant side hopper.
Oh, I feel like he might have had a chance to skip the heal. I'm not sure though.
I feel like he could have. He's got 4 supers and he's got 191, which isn't like spectacular, but it's perfectly doable. I'm curious why he didn't do the spring ball setup for that. But
something you can also do is, if you're worried about your health, is just wait until a wave beam. That's another possibility too.
Yeah. Although the heated room after wave beam only needs 45 health. Well, 46, but... Yeah,
but the point of it is to check if you actually do need the health or whatever, and the supers, yeah. Because you still have one...
Eagle going for Money Spark, not quite getting Money Spark.
Money Spark.
Now Ross coming up to the hardest boss in the game, which he froze the Ripper a little early, so he's got to wait for the Ripper to come all the way around.
Of course, showing off a Sam strat, right?
Which one was the Sam strat?
The Mago Cocoon fight.
Oh, that's another Sam strat?
Yeah, it is indeed.
Fancy that. So now Ross entering Ridley. Eagle making his way through the Vine Room. Ross immediately exiting Ridley because he's Because Ridley is a scary area, so you don't want to just go barging in the front door. You want to sneak around a little bit. You don't want to alert anything that's in there. Let's see if Ross is going to be looking for a visual cue here to get the Imago 1 cycle. I'm not sure if he shot that super a little early. It doesn't look like it. Oh, but he screwed up the visual cue, so he didn't get the 1 cycle.
Isn't it an audio cue?
No, it's a visual cue. You just wait for the music to start and then you start shooting. That's a JRP strat, by the way. And Ross, for all of his bragging about how Imago Spark is free, gets Imago Spark. But he gets kind of an unfortunate missile drop from the owl there. Yeah. The owls have, like a 75% chance to drop supers?
Yeah, something big like that.
So, yeah, Ross making sure to kill that orange guy and pick up his drop to set him up for this glitch. Which, Ross, what are you doing? Screw attacks right into the bugs that he needs. There we go. That's better. Eagle. Slightly messing up the Imago cocoon, but it's just 1 extra missile, so it's not that bad. Ross is okay. It's through the first puzzle room. Looked a little shaky there, but he fell through the floor. But he saved it.
Yeah, so Ridley is full of these small things that can cost you a lot of time.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing particularly completely difficult, but everything in here is really scary because if you mess up, you're losing 20-30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in these next couple of rooms that Ross is coming to. So it's not like anything in Ridley is extremely difficult. It's just that it's stressful because it's so easy to lose gigantic amounts of time here. So we'll see if Ross opts to try the diagonal strats. He doesn't. He plays it safe. That costs him about a second or two, somewhere in there. Eagle also getting the unfortunate missile from the owl.
What you can also do if you really don't want to gamble is go up and screw attack the owl and collect the drop. It's a little tighter, but you don't waste super missiles.
Yeah. So now Ross
Eagle,
coming up to. Sorry, go ahead.
Eagle did get another double super drops though, so he's good now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's probably going to be. Him and Ross are both going to be looking for one more drop, but it's not. Having 0 supers is very bad. But
Ross gets the scariest missile drop in the game. I really dislike speed jump. It's not fun.
Yeah, Ross opting not to go back for that super. I probably would have, but just to play it safe. But it was right at the edge of the screen. It's very. Oh, he gets one right there anyway. It's very possible I just didn't see that first one. You all skipping the map. So now Ross didn't fall down. That's good. Eagle will be having his go at the two puzzle rooms. Ross might want one more super, but probably doesn't need to go too far out of his way for it. Eagle setting up for the diagonal. He gets it. It's a little sketchy. It's always a little scary when the screen doesn't scroll when you do that diagonal spark. But Ross playing it a little safe in this room. Gets the backup. So now Eagle will be Going up to the speed jump, which kind of it's a trick he has a history with.
Yeah, a lot of people have problems with it. I think it's like a 3 or 4 frame jump or something like that. It's kind of tight.
Yeah, it's Ross opting to go back for that super, so he has 10 supers for Ridley. It's not a strat you see all that often. But and Eagle getting a super drop. That's good. Oh no! Screw attacking right through the floor. So now we'll see Ross take down Ridley with all super missiles, which not something you see all that often. He's firing his supers kind of slowly, but super missile timing can be a little tricky to do optimally, especially when you're getting.
You also want to be sure. You also want to be sure you don't shoot the fireballs with the super missiles too.
Yes, Ross getting some pretty good super drops from Ridley, so we'll see if he opts to skip farming this hallway. Looks like he's gonna. Yep. That's not really a bad decision because there's 3 more owls, but owl drops can be trolly on occasion.
Are we sure that they're not eagles?
I'm not. Ross setting up for the poor man's jumpy. Ross has a super drop from the Eagles, so Ross is full on supers. Eagles down a little bit on supers, but it's not that big of a deal. And Ross's timer is still green, so it looks like he's actually ahead of his PB at the moment. But I don't have his stream up, so I can't see his timer.
Ross is ahead of his PB with this run, huh? Interesting.
Ross's PB has some unfortunate incidents. But so now Ross is going to be heading up towards the upper part of Brinstar now that Eagle cleared out before Kraid.
Yeah, soon we'll be able to see who's ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's hard for me to tell at this point because usually Eagle is playing much better than he was this time.
Yeah, I think we're seeing the effects of the late hour on Eagle here. Eagle's okay. It looked like he was setting up to skip those drops with 2 super missiles, which would have been a very aggressive decision.
Very dubious decision, honestly.
Yeah, I wouldn't skip that farm with only 2 supers. Ross setting up for Brinstar super. It looks like he's got it. Ross has been getting some phenomenally good super drops in Brinstar, which isn't something you usually see. He, of course, hasn't needed them, but Eagle setting up for proper jumpy.
Does Ross just not know how to do jumpy, or?
Ross, I don't think he does. I mean, I don't think the poor man's jumpy is slower by more than like a second or so.
I mean,
but
you don't think it's slower
still.
by much, right? So.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Still is slower.
I was trying to sound knowledgeable here with my exact numbers, but
Yeah.
So Ross is doing the charge beam dance, which is a very poor choice as that repels the bugs, which you can see here. Everyone knows that the proper method is to lay bombs just in front of the door.
And then go through the door.
Yeah, and then accidentally run through the door and have to wait all over again. So I'm thinking it's looking like Eagle's going to have a fairly decently sized lead at this point. Ross still has to pick up one more missile tank before heading for Torian. Eagle also going for Brinstar Super here, and he's got it, no trouble. He has a setup that... Sorry, go ahead.
I really wish that there was use for the any percent Brinstar Super strat, but there's not.
There is, in any percent.
Yeah, but I mean for Hundo.
I mean...
You could always do the 100% strategy, but it doesn't really... you could always do like really first 100%, but that's not really any good.
Yeah, I don't think that's even faster.
It's a thing, but it's not. Yeah, it's not faster.
Yeah. So now we're gonna see Ross pick up long beam, which very late game item here. And Eagle's going into Torian, where he's going to be more or less rolling the dice. Ross is down 2 supers heading into Torian, which could cost him some time, depending on the...
It's not as big as it is in any percent, though. You can...
No, for sure.
You can get some decent Torians. Just because you have so many missiles, you don't have to worry about collecting drops.
Yep. My best ever Torian segment entered Torian with only 7 supers.
So it looks like Ross is 28 seconds behind Eagle right now.
Yep, something along those lines. And Eagle not getting any supers in the first 2 rooms. Nope. Looks like he got one there. So now we'll see how Ross's drop luck is. There's 2 components to Torian RNG. The obvious one is, getting super missile drops, but the less obvious one is how long the Metroids take to appear. So I'm not sure exactly what governs that. I'm not sure if there's like a distinct, like 3 distinct values for they can appear, or if it's like a range.
I think it's a range. I'm not 100% sure on that though.
I'm not either. It feels like it's a range, and it feels like it's mostly weighted towards the middle rather than anything else. The nice normal bell curve. Eagle looks like he's opting to save 2 supers for Mother Brain here. Ross is being very bold, and he's gone below 4 supers, which is going to cost him some time on Mother Brain if he doesn't get a drop. And he just got grabbed too.
Yeah, that if you don't use supers there, it can be a problem that you get grabbed that.
I'm disagreeing with Ross's strategy of going below 4 supers. Oh, he got a drop. I wouldn't ever do that in a race.
I would probably still do it, honestly. There's a good chance of getting supers, but I think he used them at the wrong place.
I would not disagree with that. So Eagle dispatching Mother Brain nice and quickly, making use of the very counterintuitive safe spots. So now we're going to be seeing Ross making his way through Mother Brain. And we're going to be looking for Eagle to get a 133 remaining on the timer for his escape.
Have people been getting 133s more consistently or not?
I have no idea. I think this
looks like a 133 though.
Yep, looks like a 133.21 to me. So that's, pretty much as good of an escape as you can ask for. I don't know if 134 is remotely close to humanly possible or not.
134 is probably humanly possible, but you have to take risks in your jump, so you wouldn't be able to do it in a run.
Yeah, gotcha. Sub-pixel wizardry.
Yeah, you pretty much have to gamble on your jumps, which is never a good idea.
Yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to do that. Ross looking like he's going to be at a 131 with this.
Yeah, you can tell the difference between their platforming skills.
No, 132
on these.
Yeah, the sections, and we're going to be seeing this next. The suitless section is pretty much entirely platforming skills, so we'll definitely be seeing a bit of a difference there. And they're both in a cutscene. I'm gonna have some water. All right, so one of the first things about Suitless is the map room. Map room's a bit infamous.
It's the easiest trick in the world unless you fail on your sub 39 run and kill yourself, basically.
Mm-hmm. Eagle skips the map, no problems. It's a bit more precise than it looks, but Eagle opting to take the refill.
Yeah, if you're this far ahead, there's no reason not to heal.
Yeah,
and he's on PB pace. So.
And we know, I know Eagle is very strongly against heal skipping in a race scenario, so I wouldn't have expected him to try it.
I mean, I guess it depends on who you're racing and how far ahead you are.
I'm not sure I would do it. I would do it in 100% just because there's still a fairly significant amount of game left at this point. But Eagle failing tripwire skip. But like any percent, there's a stronger argument for it in a race, I feel.
Yeah, in any percent, there's no reason to skip it in a race unless you really need that time.
Yeah.
But like, there's less time to gain later on in 90% too.
Yeah. Like in any percent, you go fight Charlie, get the suit, then you pretty much are just bum rushing to Mecha Ridley in the end. So, but here there's a lot of hard tricks remaining that could easily lose a lot of time.
And that losing the tripwire skip, failing the tripwire skip loses quite a decent chunk of time.
It does. And it looks like Ross kind of. Sorry.
If you don't go for a tripwire skip, you lose like a second or so. But if you just like fail it completely, it's like 6 something seconds. It's not. It's awful.
Yeah. I'll see if Eagle goes for fast searchlights here. Yeah, looks like he does. Looks good. Yep, he's got it. Not a huge surprise. At least to me.
We call this trick, what was it again? We have a name for this trick.
I mean, there's a lot of people who call it border patrol.
That's it.
I never liked that name, so I just continue to call it fast searchlights. That might just be I've been running this game for too long speaking. So now Eagle's entering the Chozo Ruins, which I think are a fairly significant step up in terms of difficulty from the mothership. Ross, we're probably not going to see Ross go for fast searchlights.
I mean, casually maybe it's more difficult, but
yeah, I mean, in a speedrun scenario, it's not. I don't feel it's too much harder, but
I mean, in a speedrun scenario, there's nothing here that really is worrisome.
It's all just the same general theme of platform well. I feel like you're the person who can tell us about the strat Eagle's going for right now.
Yeah, Eagle's going for the Sam strat, coined by Kirby Master because I discovered it. If you avoid the pirate for long enough and go through the room a specific way, you will lose your detection status, and then you can go through the next few rooms without being caught, basically.
Yep. And it saves, a second of real time?
Yeah, a second of real time or so. It doesn't, I don't think the game time change is negligible, so.
Yeah, it's frames of game time.
Yeah.
Ooh, Ross missing a wall jump there.
Basically, you don't have to go through you don't have to wait for the I don't remember the name of
Alarm?
it. Yeah, well, there's the gate. That's it. You don't have to wait for the gate. Otherwise, you'd have to go through the save room.
Mm-hmm. Ross gonna have his go at Sam Strat here.
I always found it funny that this strat was named after me and not any other one. It's a little sad.
Yeah, so yeah, I would have. I don't know. I feel like the Hive Room strat would be a bigger thing.
I mean, I'm happy that the Hive Room strat isn't named Sam Strat, but
yeah, okay. I mean, just because like that was the single best strat I ever learned.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
Just like for the longest time, for probably years of my career running this game, my runs would always get long beam because I didn't want to deal with Hive Room strats.
Yeah, for years, the best Hive Room strategy was to run and pray, basically, until that strat was found.
I mean, it's still technically the best Hive Room strat. It's just no one does it because it's really stupid.
Yeah, it's really stupid, and you'd reset so much over that shit.
Even with this strat, Brinstar is still really reset heavy.
Yeah. Ross taking damage and not going through that room properly. Though thankfully he did heal.
Ross missing. Oh, he gets 4 there. In there. Okay, looks like he was going for 4 rather than a good checkerboard pattern. Eagle facing off against RNG, the boss.
Yeah, the worst boss in the game. I dislike this one a lot.
I think everyone does. Just like,
I mean, in general, I don't like RNG in my speed games at all. So
yeah, I can certainly understand that. That wasn't some. It was not poor RNG for Eagle. He seems to have gone through that fairly cleanly. It's just
so
the
overall,
classic.
Turian in this part I hate. Especially in 80%.
Oh god, yeah, 80% Torian is rough. I mean, 80% in general is just stupid.
80%'s a fine category. I love 80%, right? It's
yes,
my go-to.
I know you do, Sam. I know you do. Eagle got the glitch, so we could see some kind of messed up sprites there. We'll see how well Ross does at getting the game to not hate him. Not off to a great start. That was not a particularly fast pattern. So cleanup in this game has a lot of Shine Spark tricks. Eagle's coming up to the first one here. This one's it's not hard. It's just stressful because it's a gigantic time loss if you drop this Shine Spark at any point along the way. And it's not the hardest thing in the world to drop that Shine Spark. So Ross has the suit back, and he's going to be going for that Shine Spark chain. So now we'll see how he handles that. Hopefully without any issues. Eagle is going to be, at this point, Eagle's basically just rushing to power bombs. He's going to pick up a couple of things along the way, but mostly he's just going to be going right for power bombs because power bombs are necessary to get through back to the rest of the game for cleanup. Ross kind of playing that a little safe. I can't really blame him for that. So let's... Oh, Ross with the slope bonk. That's very unfortunate. So now you can see he has to go all the way back out here and do this whole thing again because of that. So that's a very unfortunate time loss. The slope bonk happens when you're not holding to the side properly. You press, usually what happens is you press down to store your spark a little too early. So that's an unfortunate here. Unfortunate here. An unfortunate time loss for Ross. But that's, on balance, I would say that's probably one of the better spots to drop the spark, just because there is that convenient little shortcut there. So now, Eagle's going to be going very close to the end of the game, because that's where the first obtainable power bomb tank is. So now, one of the bigger discoveries that could be made for this game is a way to get early power bombs, but I wouldn't hold your breath for that one. It's been looked at for a very long time, and there's only like a handful of power bomb tanks you can even get without already having power bombs. Off the top of my head, the only ones I can think of are the one that Eagle's about to get, and there's one in Norfair, but that one's only realistically obtainable once you have the gravity suit. So you can't even get there with gravity suit without power bombs, because you need power bombs to break the glass tube. So now Eagle's gonna be getting his power bombs in the next room, and Ross is gonna be pretty much doing the same thing, just a little later. So Eagle, small time save there, jumping up before laying the power bomb, because jumping moves up faster than the power bomb explosion. So now Eagle can start clean up, because he can get back through the glass tube that separates this area from the rest of the game. So that's another one of the stressful tricks in cleanup, at least to me, the glass tube spark. Not because it's like... Oops, sorry, what were you saying?
Did I miss anything important here?
Ross dropped the E-Tank spark chain. I'm not sure if you saw that.
No, I did not. That hurts.
Yeah, it does. Eagle's got power bombs. Ross is about to get them. I mean, that's pretty much all that's happened recently. So yeah. Anyways, glass tube spark is one of the more stressful ones, at least to me, just because this route pretty much revolves around getting glass tube, and it's a one-shot trick. So if you don't get it, you can't go back and try it again.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's not a difficult trick, but the fact that you only get one shot at it is, yeah, it can be stressful.
Mm-hmm. And you lose a fairly significant amount of real time if you don't get it.
Yeah, you lose a lot of time in general because you go for it.
Mm-hmm.
The alternative is not doing that trick and you do a completely different route.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing either of these routes. I don't think Ross even knows the old cleanup route.
Yeah, he probably doesn't.
Eagle's memory is probably fuzzy on it anyway. So I think we'll be seeing Eagle. Nope, Eagle's taking it a little safe with the Shine Spark approach. I can't really blame him for that.
Yeah, the alternative is just space boosting, and it's a little faster, but it's... I've never done it before in a run. It just feels really risky to me.
Yeah, I tried it. I tried it in a race earlier today. Missed it and lost a gigantic chunk of time. So now we're going to see Eagle play the lottery. He's going to be looking for a power bomb drop from one of these guys. And one more chance. He doesn't get it. So we're going to be seeing another Shine Spark chain from Eagle once he re-enters criteria.
Looks like Ross is having some difficulties with a few of these drums.
Mm-hmm. taking it a little slow in the workbot room, which I can't really blame him for that, because getting that workbot out of position is a fairly significant time loss because the workbot moves really slowly. So, oh no, Eagle drops his Shine Spark. Didn't look like he pressed down quite early enough there. So this one's pretty stressful too, just because if you miss this, it's a large time loss. But the important thing with this series of sparks is to break the blocks on the left half of the landing site. Ross is having his go at glass tube right now. We'll probably see him opt for the safe strats as well. Okay. Yep, Ross gets the glass tube. It's good to see both runners getting that. Eagle doing the space boost strat there, which makes sense. It's faster.
I never learned the space boost. I'm lazy.
I mean, how often do you even play 100% anyway?
Never, but you know.
Yeah. Ross doesn't win the lottery either, so he's going to have to do that giant Shine Spark trick. Winning the lottery saves about 5 seconds or so. So now we're going to see Eagle. We're going to see Eagle going for another space boost here.
For this space boost, it's really important not to hold any directions. That way you don't grab the ledge. You don't accidentally grab any ledges. It's happened a few runners before when they didn't know.
It's a very, very common problem, especially among newer runners.
Yeah, it's something that we tell the newer runners all the time.
Mm-hmm. So now we'll see. We'll be looking. Ross did not drop the Shine Spark. Wow, that was. I didn't think his platforming was quite good enough to get that, but he got it. So Ross is, assuming he sets this up properly, which it looks like he did, Ross should be golden for the landing site power bombs. Now Eagle's back into Creed. Well, he's going to be shortly. So there's another routing option. Ross opting for the ball spark, slower, because it has the gigantic wind-up time and it also overshoots your destination a little bit. But there's another route you can take where you can opt to save the acid worm area for cleanup. But it requires a fairly difficult horizontal bomb jump.
And it's also not any faster, so.
Yeah, it's no faster for real time, so I don't think we'll be seeing that too often in this tourney.
That's the person who wants to show off against a newer player or something.
Oh, you should have seen Mandatobi's routing option during his race with Foxmeister. He went all out on the fancy strats. I think if I remember correctly, it was early Brinstar, late Creed, and of course late Wave.
Nothing is as fancy as Ridley first 100% though.
Yeah, I've never even seen Ridley first 100%, so I don't know. I don't even know how it looks.
It has some really, really difficult tricks in it, especially later on. You know the really tricky energy tank right after you get your suit back?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine doing that without screw attack.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We saw Mandatobi did that because he didn't grab screw attack early on. What he wound up doing was, I believe he went into the room and shot open the 2 missile blocks and then had to go back for the Shine Spark.
Yeah, you can do it without going back for the Shine Spark. It's really difficult though.
Yeah. So now we see Eagle go for
Mandatory
North.
win that race?
Yeah, he did. And then Eagle going for North Air Space Boost. I'm not hugely surprised he went for that.
He's so far ahead of Ross that there's no point in not doing anything fancy.
Yeah, plus, like, it's something that he does all the time, so I'm not surprised he's really comfortable with it.
Ross also has no chance of catching up at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there's fewer and fewer chances for Eagle to make gigantic mistakes. Because there aren't too many difficult tricks left. So, Eagle not opting for the reverse North Air Space Boost. That is unfortunately going to be costing him some amount of frames. So we'll see if Ross capitalizes on that. I strongly doubt we will. Like, nobody goes for that space boost except for me, because I'm stupid. But Ross smoothly navigates the Ross room for a change. That's why it's named the Ross room.
Because he does it poorly?
Yeah, he always complains about it.
It's a kind of an awkward room to go through.
It really is. It's a very obnoxious room. So now Eagle will be doing the tutorial ball spark. Ross is opting for the shine spark instead of the space boost, which I'm not really surprised, and nor can I blame him for. Though, of course, Scotty goes for reverse North Air Space Boost. Ross getting some power bomb drops there. That's not common. Not necessarily helpful. It doesn't actually.
There are a few spaces where you can use extra power bombs that save a small amount of time, but it's nothing like early on.
Yeah. So Ross not capitalizing on the frames that Eagle left on the table by not doing reverse North Air Space Boost. So now we see Eagle come up to the final power or missile tank of the game. This spark looks a lot more difficult than it actually is, I feel. It's not something you'll see people mess up all that often. But Eagle done with the rest of the game, now he's just going to be cleaning up Chozodia, and then he'll be done. Ross has a couple items left in Norfair and Criteria, and then he'll be on his way to Chozodia.
There's a shine spark that you can do to this missile tank that's really difficult that no one does. Thought that I should mention that.
Is it another?
Yeah, you can get a reverse shine spark in the room before. In the room. In the lava, in the heated room, you can get a shine spark there, and then with enough, if your timing's really like frame perfect, you can get a shine spark in one of the rooms.
Interesting.
But it's probably TAS only. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, I figured there's a good reason that I haven't heard of that one. Like, there's a lot of those silly strats that I haven't come across yet. So now Eagle's coming up to the powerbomb that doesn't really have an official name. It's just,
no one really likes this powerbomb though, to be sure.
This is the stupidest powerbomb in the game. If you want to go for a 99% world record, this is the one you skip.
Yeah, like as far as game design goes, this is the only powerbomb that I really just don't understand. It's just
unfortunate incident.
Ooh, yeah. So yeah, this powerbomb that Simon just got is you just have to backtrack so much for it,
Ross,
and
what are
it's
you
kind of
doing,
sad.
man? Just bonking into the door. Yeah, that's a huge time loss, unfortunately.
What are you doing, Ross? And this is why Ross is not the best in the world.
Olds are not barred here. Ross is half a second behind after entering criteria. Probably not after that, unfortunately. I don't know how much time he has to save in Chosodia, but we'll see. Ross attempting some interesting power grip strats there during the power bomb. The important thing to note there is that you can't actually be power gripping during a power bomb explosion. Not quite sure why he handled that the way he did, but that's okay. So now Eagle's coming back to the last section of the game. He's just going to be heading down to pick up another power bomb tank and the last super missile tank, and then he will be heading up to Mecha Ridley in the final E tank, where I think we'll probably see him go for the space jump E tank.
There's no reason not to at this point.
I mean, yeah. It's once you get the hang of like the patterns of the tripwires and how you need to jump through them, Space Jump E-Tank isn't actually all that hard. And it saves, what, 5 seconds?
Yep.
Eagle getting the map room space boost. That space boost isn't really all that tricky. Just have to... The window for getting the initial jump off is really pretty large. I think we'll probably see Ross go for Shine Spark E-Tank. Yeah, I've seen him attempt Space Jump E-Tank a few times in one run.
I'm guessing it didn't go well.
No. I don't think Ross is at the stage where practicing Space Jump E-Tank is really the best use of practice time.
Yeah, I think just practicing simple things is probably best for Ross. He's not very good at anything simple.
If I were Ross, what I would try to practice is that wall and Creed.
If I were Ross, I'd play Mega Man not at 9.
I've never played Mega Man 9, so I can't comment.
You should really play Mega Man 9. It's a good game.
So I've heard. So Eagle's got the last few items, and he's going to be heading up to the final E-Tank here momentarily. Where I think Space Jump E-Tank is another one of those spots where it's really important to not hold a direction.
I think lag cut one of Simon's jumps there.
Yeah, it's very possible. Those last couple rooms can definitely lag out a bit.
Yeah, the rooms with the space pirates are not particularly well programmed, I think, because that sort of thing happens.
Oh no, Eagle! Dipping a little too low. A little too low.
Right at the end, too.
Boost.
That sucked.
That's an unfortunate way to miss it. He'll probably go for it again.
Yeah, I mean, he's so far ahead of Ross, it doesn't really matter.
I don't see Eagle ever going for Shine Spark E-Tank. Oh, man. Okay. He might at this point.
Wow. At the same spot, too. Come on, Simon.
Yeah, I don't know. He might not. I think he'll probably give it one more go at least. Oh, no,
Yeah,
never mind. Yeah, he's opting for the Shine Spark here.
not that he needed to. Ross is so far behind at this point.
Yeah, there's not much Ross can do at this point. That's the last major hurdle in this run. So Ross skillfully dodging a bolt from the space pirate there. I'm actually really surprised that didn't hit him. So Eagle coming up to the final boss. Actually somewhat worthy of the title final boss 100% because he gets triple health and double damage if memory serves. He's still a complete joke, but you know, he's a bit less of a joke than he is in any percent.
Yeah, sometimes he has patterns where you can't really like insta-give him like Simon did there, but overall he's a pretty easy boss.
Eagle
So
opting for the door power bomb.
Is this gonna be at 112?
I think it's probably gonna be a 112. Maybe like a 112.30. Assuming he doesn't have any issues with Shine Break, which I wouldn't expect him to because the new setup for Shine Break is really fairly easy.
I wouldn't call it new exactly, but
Well, I mean, how new is it though? Like what, 2015, 2014? I don't know.
I mean it's been years, so it's long enough.
Yeah. And there we see. Oh, Ross looks like he's low on that. Yep. There we see Dragon Fangs calling me out on the use of the word new again. It's new to me. And Eagle, as expected, has no issues with Shine Break, so he's off to he's off at the end. Just the Black Pirates left. Ross, that looks high. Ross is. And he's going for the space jump E-tank recovery, and he gets it. Way to be,
Oh
Ross.
my god.
Highlight of the match right there.
Alright, so Cyber
Eagle
getting
finishes.
26.
Yep, and it looks like he's got an SRL time of 112.28. So, I wonder if we'll be seeing him pop into the voice channel here. I would be surprised, to be honest, just because of how late it is for him.
I'm surprised how many mistakes he can make and still get 112. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, I mean, 112 isn't exactly like free. I mean, there's definitely room for error if you want to get a 112, but it's not the easiest time in the world to get. So now Ross going for the door bomb, which he gets, but he doesn't even unmorph, so he loses time on the door bomb. And the door bomb is like 3 frames or something. So I'm thinking now Ross only has the one Shine Break left, and that's his last big obstacle. But again, with the now I don't want to say new. With the slightly more recent setup for it, it's really not that bad. I'm thinking I'm gonna make the guess that Eagle's in-game time is gonna be in the general vicinity of 51:45. But it could, 51:40 because he had some extra transitions. So with that, Ross gets Escape Spark without too much difficulty, so now he just has to kill the Black Pirates. And he's got the Black Pirates out of the way, and Ross has Oh, he lays the power bomb, goes for the sound glitch. Ross has finished with an SRL time of 1:14:51. And the stream I'm watching has no sound on it, but this ship is probably silent right now. Screen tight. So, good
I wonder if we're
game.
gonna have Ross coming in the chat or not.
He has in the past. I wouldn't be surprised if Ross dropped in here, but he might not. I don't know.
We have some important Metroid Zero mission questions for him.
We.
We.
Okay, this is news to me. I didn't know that I had questions. But
Oh, you should. You could just come up with some if you don't have some already.
I mean, I was just going to go with the generic. Oh, what did you think of it? Are you happy with that time? Hey, look, 51:40 for Eagle. Told you, that sounds like Ross. Sounds like Ross for the good reason that it is Ross.
All right, Ross. Important Zero mission questions. Did you play Mega Man 9 yet?
No.
Did you play Paper Mario yet?
No.
Did you play Fire Emblem yet?
No.
What's wrong with you?
Stuff and things.
So,
I mean, you haven't.
Ross.
It doesn't look like you've been playing this game very much from this current run, right?
Oh yeah, I made really bad mistakes. The criteria power bomb. Something else I can't remember. Oh, the E-tank after fully powered suit.
I mean, just about everything was bad on your end, Ross.
Yeah.
I knew that.
Sam not pulling the punches today.
I never do.
I knew that it was a very slim chance for me to beat Eagle, so I decided to race against my PB instead, and the two mistakes. I think I would have PB'd if I didn't screw up the last part.
If you had played really, really well, like Simon's run wasn't particularly good, and maybe he can chime in a below on that since he's here.
Well, I thought it was okay for the most part. I had a shaky start, but everything until Space Jam B-Tank was really good, I feel like. I would have hit a mid 111 or something like that with that, and considering the bad start, I'm not really too worried about it.
So you weren't worried at any point about losing to Ross?
I wasn't really paying attention to the race for the most part, honestly. What happened to Ross?
A lot of bad things, but I don't think we have a lot of time left. Apparently,
Yeah, I think we're on a tight schedule here.
GG Ross.
So,
GG.
Yep.
Yeah, hope you guys had fun watching.
Shoutouts to me for exactly guessing Eagles in game time. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that match. I think next we have some Link to the Past coming up. So I hope if you guys stick around for that, hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you next time.